Nearly 5 weeks ago, Washington Commanders running back Brian Robinson was forced to stop playing football. You remember, he was shot multiple times during an attempted armed robbery along the 8th Street corridor in D.C. Well, before that moment, Robinson's NFL career was getting off to a great start. He shined bright during the Commanders' first preseason game, scoring 6 touchdowns. Well, today the rookie was back on the field practicing with his team. WUSA 9's Darren Haynes and Charlotte McBride got a look at Robinson at practice today. They're live at Commanders HQ in Ashburn, Virginia. And, you know, Charlotte, how was he looking?
Well, first thing, he looked like nothing ever happened to him. He looked absolutely great. I mean, the media was out, the camera was out. Actually, Randy Jordan, the running backs coach, actually said for a moment, like, what is Tiger Woods here? Because all eyes were on him, and it was an amazing sight to see. He shined.
Absolutely. He shined out there, and he was all smiles, and all of his teammates were all smiles. They could not get enough of him. You saw a lot of high fives out there. Everyone was rooting for him, and yeah, he looked really good. Yeah,
looked really good, and after practice, we got a chance to talk to Brian Robinson about what that moment was like to be back on the field.
It was beautiful, you know, just getting back on the field, having fun, being around my coaches and team again. It was just a beautiful day for me, honestly. This was by far, the worst, I've ever dealt with. But, mentally just being strong and just knowing how to battle through adversity and, overcome, whatever you're up against. And, just a similar situation mentally, just having to be stronger than what I'm up against.
Now, time will only tell if Brian Robinson will be able to play in Sunday's game against the Tennessee Titans, but his teammates were definitely happy to see him back.
Oh, yeah, and you know that they want him on that field as soon as he can during game time because they loved what they saw. And these guys all said, with them it was never a question on if he would return, it was a question of when. What has his comeback taught you about what kind of guy he is?
Fighter. Like I said, most people would not be near as close to his situation right now. Just off of the blessings of how everything happened, and then the recovery after that, for him to take that as serious as he did, and to get back in the time frame that he did.
How does he look out there?
He looked good. You know what I'm saying? Take it day by day though, but he looked good. He was hitting the hole. He was running hard. He was having fun out there.
Terry, what was it like to have Brian back out there today?
Man, it was good to see B-Rob back out there, honestly, and to go through something like he has that was so unimaginable, and for him to come back on the other side and to be stronger and never lose his spirit.
Yeah, he never lost that spirit. He always believed that he would come back, and he was telling us that a lot today, that he knew he was going to get back on this football field one day soon.
Yeah, this comeback story does not end for Brian Robinson. I mean, coming up later at 6 o'clock, there was actually a particular moment when Brian Robinson knew he was back and he was confident. I asked him about it, and you'll hear from him later on at 6 o'clock. Reporting from Ashburn, I'm Darren Haynes. She's Charlotte McBride, WUSA 9 Sports.
Yeah, and I like what he said a little earlier. It's not just about having that physical strength, but also making sure he's fit mentally as well. Glad to see him back out there. Darren Haynes, Charlotte McBride, thank you. And by the way, the Commanders will take on the Titans this Sunday. You can watch that game right here on WUSA 9. It's happening at FedEx Field at 1 o'clock. Be sure to tune in then, and then check out the WUSA 9 News at 11 for all the highlights.